Well, good morning. So last week, the authors asked 4 questions, and the answers to which would influence the way I and other Imago therapists treated couples. And I went on to say that I think we've all answered those questions, whether consciously or unconsciously, and they do affect how we see the world, how we treat people, how we treat ourselves. And the questions were, what do we believe about human nature, about the universe, the cause of suffering, and lastly, what does a thriving relationship look like? I know, pretty heavy sledding, but there you go. Anyway, the remainder of the chapter is, and really the rest of the book is really geared towards Imago Therapist. So I'm going to stop here, sort of shift gears and find other topics to explore. And if you have any ideas or thoughts that you want me to explore a bit with you, then let me know. But at the end of this chapter, the authors conclude with 10 therapeutic principles that guide Imago relationship therapists, and for the authors and for me too, they're non-negotiable. And guess what the first one is? Safety. You know, we've talked about that a lot. It's non-negotiable. In my office, I have to make it a safe place for people to talk to each other, and then models for what they can do at home. Anyway, I'm skipping over to number 10. And it says, Imago therapists work collaboratively with couples to generate small behavior changes. And again, that idea is not new. You know, we have sayings like Rome wasn't built in a day, and I'm sure there's others that you can think of. I thought I had a couple more, but anyway. And so the same with me. Generally, I ask couples for 10 sessions. You know, you're not going to change 1 year or 5 years or 10 years in one session. So give yourselves like 3 months. So what? This is the end of February, so March, April, May. Couples need to learn to be with each other differently, and that takes some time. And there will be some ups and downs, and I tell people that. But I also say at the end of the 10 weeks or the 3 months, it'll be much clearer whether you want to stay with each other. But if you do, what you're going to have to do to make it work, because it's not working for you as well as you want now. And like I said, I truly believe the tools are available in today's world to have the kind of relationship we all want, but there's some things you can do and some things you can't do, like, for example, safety. It has to be safe. Anyway, so here's, I think, a great analogy of that small changes. And it happened purely by chance, but it's been great. So those of you who might know me, you know my mother-in-law lives, we have added onto the house, and she has an apartment there and been there for, 12 or 15 years. Anyway, the entrance into her little apartment is through my office. And in the past, she has a craft room there with a large table, and I would use that. It's a west-facing window, and I would use that to grow seedlings for the garden. We have a big garden out back. Well, this year, her passion for puzzles, I lost all my real estate to her. She has these 1,000 pieces, 1,500 pieces puzzles on that table. Anyway, so I moved a bookcase down. The only other west-facing window really in our house that's appropriate for growing anything would be in the office. So I put a bookcase there, and anyway, I have a flat of leeks growing there. Well, I'm telling you, what a great image for a relationship, because every week when couples come in, they see the leeks growing a little bit, or it's not all at one time. You know, right now they're about 2 inches high, but I have leeks out in the garden from last year. Actually, I'm going to harvest them tomorrow. You know, they're a foot tall and 2 or 3 inches wide. So it's a great analogy for small changes in a relationship, because every week they see the little changes. And one of the fellows said, that's me, that little one right there, put my name on it. So I could put names on all of them, but what a great analogy. Then I was talking to my sister, telling her about this, and she added, somebody has to take care of them. Like, if I don't water those leeks, they'll die. And she says, I'm the gardener right now, sort of helping couples grow. But when they leave me, they have to take care of the relationship. You have to nurture it, all right, or it'll die. Anyway, great analogy, I thought. So without meaning to, moving the leeks to the office had become a great visual for the importance of small behavior changes and the necessity of being conscious and taking good care of a relationship. So just like, especially at the start, the seedlings, they need a little bit more care. The ones out in the garden, they've gone through the winter, but they're still okay. And the same with the relationship, but you have to nurture it, you have to take care of it. And I think it's a great analogy. So anyway, have a great week. And so next week I'll branch off into other topics. If there's anything you want me to talk about, please let me know, and we'll go from there. All right? See you next week. Thanks.